Hello everyone. I got top 3 at Indianapolis Regional January 2023. I was 8 wins, 1 loss, and my only loss was against Exosisters. And I played everyone's favorite deck, Tearlament. My loss was mainly because I made a wrong assumption that opponent was playing Tearlaments because it was almost at the end of the tournament, and then I assumed just everyone would be playing Tearlaments, and it turned out that player was the almost only non-Tearlaments player around the top tables. So I won the Dyro and went first and made a setup for a mirror match like blind dueling, and then I got a Dark Alert, and then game 2 I got Shifter going first. So that's my loss. I won every other matchups or mirror matches. So let's go into the deck. I think I have a slightly different theory than a lot of other Tearlament players, although the format's almost over because of the new set, but I do want to share my thoughts. I played 3 of every name. I think it's really important to do this. This deck really just don't care which one you open. You just want to open like different ones. This is most important, obviously, but like even opening these 2 names would just let you do almost everything. Next, I played 3 each of the shufflers and just 2 Calbec. 3 Calbec could be fine, but I just didn't want to draw like double Calbec in mirror matches, and just I usually don't fire Calbec in either player's turn unless my hand is just broken that I can just set up the dueler before doing anything. In like maybe 1 out of 7 games that I go first, I think you can actually make Dweller going first and then just use it, and then Shailene send the Calbec to actually use it and mill like up to 20 cards in 1 turn. Or you can randomly mill Calbec from the deck by Scream and get close and stuff. But yeah, otherwise, I don't think drawing multiple of them will actually cost the game in mirror matches, and you'll be playing like half of the games will be mirror matches, assuming you're a decent player at a regional. And I think it's still correct to play this because I have like 8 cards that I can draw together. It's almost impossible that I just draw Herald but no easy card at all. Worst case, I just normal summon it and then make Elf or just pitch as a Shailene Sand if I have nothing else. And I think the different card that I play is the Fenno, and that's my last monsters. That means I don't play any Bystial, and then I played around 5 mirror matches, but I just won every matches, almost double owed everyone. And the theory behind this that Fenno is just good going first. You can just play it and then just +1, and then even if they halfness on the Fenno and they make the Kit Colors, Fenno banishing Kit Colors face down is just crazy. Like they get to search off the Kit Colors and do stuff, but if they don't have the second Kit Colors, which most players don't play the second copy, you would just win anyways. Also, going second when they set up the huge board, Fenno can bait out literally everything. They kind of most of the times have to bait out the Salik. And in mirror matches, I don't know if everyone knows it, but the going second plan is just pretty simple. You just have to make the Dweller and before making Dweller you have to take out all the interruptions like Field Spell, Salik, and Dracoslayer, and then you use the Dweller and go to battle, attack into Sprint or anything like that, opponent's Dweller, and then just make Zeus. That's the best plan in the mirror matches, because that way you obviously clear everything, but their Rukalos, Kaleido Heart and Scream, stuff like that don't trigger because you Dweller them. And then yeah, and Fennel helps in that situation because it baits out at least one negate. And another very important reason is that when I tested mirror matches and I just build my going first build, I really don't care about the Bystials. Unless they Bystial like twice or 3 times, like one Bystial doesn't stop my combo at all. So if you're playing Bystial, you have to play like 7 to 9, or you will not be drawing 2 or 3. So like one or 2 Bystial, you don't really get much. It's they're just decent beat stick and like hand traps to like 1 for 1, but they'll still make Dweller. They'll still set up Salik. Yeah, and then Fennel, if you just summon it going second, and then if they out it, and then you just have the second copy that you drew, and then your search effect got negated, you can just summon it again and then go battle and use the other effects. So it just has too much versatility. Of course, you can search itself, so that just increases your hand count, and that in grind games that just is so important. It also helps in like time situation where you just need to attack over something. He's just huge that if opponent just Tearlament go first and set up the Dweller, you just make the Fennel, like you don't care about anything else. Obviously you have to bait out stuff like Paleno and stuff, and you just have to go in battle and then do damage. Another probably last reason is that I really hated to lose against decks that just main shifters, and then Fennel kind of punishes those plays. If they shifter you just make Fennel and +1, and then you just set up like maybe Baguska if you can, or just a decent board and then pass. And because they use a shifter like the Sprite players, they just have hard time just outing the Fennel because they also cannot use their Grave effect. Another card that kind of combos with the Fennel is these card. I chose this over I saw some people play Prosperities or just no pot at all, but I think since Konami is just letting you play 3 of everything in Tearlament, you just can play Desires. There's no reason not to. And then this deck really don't lose to deck out because you can just shuffle back, and when you fusion, they just return to the decks anyway. So you can just play the game consistently with having like 3 or 5 cards, and so Desires just has like no punishment. Another really nice thing about Desires that actually comes up, and this might not be like easy to understand, but so sometimes you just have to make decision when you play this deck. You don't know what you're gonna hit. It's kind of random sometimes, and then of course you can do it like any way you want if you have like 4 Tearlament and you go first, but sometimes you just have to make choices. Like you sometimes want to just summon Reinhardt off of the Kit Colors, or sometimes you just want to be greedy and then use melee or Scream. But again, that's all random. You might be just milling all the tactics and Paleno and nothing. But what Desires does for you is it lets you actually look at 10 cards of your deck and of course draw. So say that your 10 banishes was like this. So that just means that you don't have any Tearlament left in the deck. So if you choose to mill like random cards like mill 5 or mill 8, then you'll like likely not hit the names, and you also can know what cards are in your hand. So in like maybe 20 cards left in your deck, and then you can actually do the math like what's the chance that I actually hit the name that I haven't used yet, or the like the traps or the screams. So that's one functionality of the desires. So unless they actually like limit all the names, or like one of the names like Reinohar, which is important, I will still play desires because this just benefits you. Even paying cost part kind of benefits you to make right plays. Next, these are obvious, and then 2 scream was perfect, and then I really liked having 1 heartbeat. This is of course for like Deep Fissures if people play that in their main deck, or like Necro Valley, you can just search it, the kit colors, and use it. But even in mirror matches, just outing Salik is so important, because that not only negates your monster like Fenno, but like it triggers their on-field, like if they have Kit Colors on the board, or the Kaleidohar on the board, that just triggers everything. So like if you just have Fenno and the heartbeat, and then say they don't have the field, then that just wins you the game, because they cannot their Salik is getting negated, and you get to trigger your free effect, or you get to dump your Isisu card, because this sends a card from your hand, and then Fenno can just go battle and just take off cards like Rukalos. So, but yeah, you don't want to play more than 1, because you break with it. And I think 2 tactics is right. 3, you'll like draw 2 and sometimes cannot trigger it, because a lot of decks actually don't play hand traps or bestials. They just use Dark Ruler, like Floowandereeze for example. If they will just shotgun the D shifter, and then their other cards are just evenly matched in the Dark Ruler. So, and then say you drew double tactics, then there's just no hope in that game. And 3 Salik, because you can just combo with so many cards like Reinohar obviously, and even the heartbeat, Rukalos, Kaleidohar. So, and I play Desire, so playing 3 is kind of important. And even if I draw 2, as I said, you just want to send the Reinohar to the grave, and then just convert it to any monster, and then just set the other Salik. This is for like second search for the scream, or so say you can make the Kaleidohar, and then you have the field spell, you can send Meta Noise, and then just add back a Halfness or something, or you can send the heartbeat and then add back the Meta Noise that you milled. So you can have the like 2 back rows. So I thought it was kind of important, but to be fair, I never used the like Book of Moon effect in the entire game. I just resolved the grave effect time to time, but a lot of times you also just wanna keep your Tearlament monsters in the grave, so that you can use them as a fusion material. So if I cut a card, I would cut this card, and then I thought about it, and the last card I would add instead of 1 Meta Noise would be 1 Jelousy. It's not because like having Jelousy going second will help me win the game, but a lot of times I revive their Magnemite, not even in mirror matches, like Sprite players, and there's a lot of Bystial Despia, Bystial Dracoslayer, and they all play 3 Magnemite. So I just want to have a target, so in those situations I just win them easily. So that's all about the main deck. And because I don't play any Bystial even in my side deck, I think almost the only difference is like no Beatrice. These are all standard. I actually summon like once, so because I don't play Bystials, there's not many chance I can make this using a Tearlament plus a dark that's non-aqua. But theoretically I can make this using to recycle the Dracoslayer, Garura, or dark in the mid game, and I did put it for that reason, and this can just become a material for dark or Asa that I play. And I thought being able to make Asa is really important in a lot of matchups, because it can force their Izizu card, and if they don't chain it, you can also pay cost chain their Izizu card on the field and then bench their cards. So that part is so important. And also you can do that play using instant fusion if you already have a way to make it colors reliably. So like your instant fusion would not make it colors because it will get impermed or negated, like it can't even get smashers. So you would just make the Mud Dragon and then just try to bait out stuff and then make the Kit Colors with other cards, because like instant fusion is obviously a good card, but you don't want to like play it first and just get negated, lose your Kit Colors. But still, I just made once with the instant fusion. I never got to make it using fusion, like Tearlament fusion, so I'll probably cut it. And then the card I want to play in the deck would be probably like a one of the rank 4s, because rank 4 plays comes a lot in a lot of situations. So it will be either Redoer or the Evil Swarm or Xyz monster. So for like rogue matchups, because if you're just like out resourced, you sometimes just have to make the Redoer, because a Beast Dweller is not really important in the other matchups. And I had a lot of situation against like one of my match was against like the Dracoslayer deck, and I had a Reinhardt and the Shaylane going second on the field, but I just cannot do anything else because like making Dweller doesn't do anything. I just had to attack and then pass. I could have probably made Baguska, but like I just thought like pendulums can up Baguska easily. So in those situations, I'd rather just make the Redoer and then just do everything during their standby phase and set up the board. Yeah, and that situation came up obviously because I got like impermed and bestialed. So, and then Cowboy I never made it, but I thought it was really important because not just for the time, but this deck has just, their attack is way too high. So like regardless of the matchup, you would with like 3 or 4 interruption or even under Dweller, you can just do so much damage. And then with just Field Spell and then level 4 monsters, Tearlament monsters, just run over stuff. And then and I had a lot of situation where opponent has like less than 800, but I just have to pass. You cannot like make Dweller and then try to hope nothing happens, but if you want to just Cowboy and then kill them. So that's one reason. And then he also has the like boost, so sometimes you want to make that to make the Zeus. So he's for those reasons. And of course, if it is accessible in the time situation, I'll rank 4 and make it, obviously. And I never made the Asa, so I might end up cutting it, but I still think that Asa is theoretically really important because you can reborn their Izizu shufflers and force them. The other reason is because I play the Fenno, she can reborn opponent's Fenno, like if the sprite player plays the Fenno, I can reborn it and use it. And these are pretty standard. Maybe not everyone plays this card, but I really needed it when I outed the Mirror Jade. So if I don't have cards like this, Mirror Jade will trigger and then they will just blow up my board, as everyone knows. So having cards like this is important. You can out stuff like the Bar End Dragon or Kaleido Heart in the mirror matches. and I played some nice side deck, and then I was really glad that it worked out because I never really tested him. I played the 3 spooky dogwood. I used them twice in out of my 9 matches, and yeah, I ended up winning that matches because we had like 3 minutes on the clock. And one of the game, I mean honestly, like both of the games, I don't want to say that like I would have lost if I didn't have the dogwood, but it kind of guarantees you the game. So I would, like, regardless of going first or second, I'll side it in, and then if they Bystial during my turn, while I'm making scatter shot, they can do Bystial and then interrupt me. I can just dogwood as a chain, and then I gain 25 life point. At that point, I don't even have to go to scatter shot. And then I also know that some other people would play this card, so how to play around this is because if you don't gain with this effect, your LP is halved. So like making cowboy is really risky because that almost has to, you just have to special summon with the card effect. But making the sprint to send the scatter shot, you can just summon the Fenno in your main phase and then normal summon level 2, and then you just make the sprint and send the scatter shot. That way you just don't get dogwooded. So there's some ways that you can play around the dogwood, and scatter shot, it's pretty standard nowadays. And then this card, this didn't like help me in the time, but I hit so many things, like obviously Kid Colors, the Exosister monsters, and one big thing was the Saryuja. Because I had halfness on the field, my opponent playing Bystial Dracoslayer, he thought I cannot like negate the Saryuja ever because I didn't have a set as well, and people don't play Ash Blossom, and because I cannot imperm or Gamma, he just made a Saryuja, and then I just used the Ghost Murder, and he just cannot do anything from there because he used like 4 monsters to make the Saryuja. And the burn effect comes up time to time in mirror matches. You would always use it on the, most of the times use it on the Kid Colors, or sometimes you would just use it on their Kaleido Heart if that was made during your turn. So the fact that you can use it during your turn as a, whenever say they have a monster effect that triggers when they summon, it's really nice. And it's also decent like in Sprite matchup too. I played only 1 Floowandereeze, but they never came up, but I think it is still important to play it. Sometimes you just sometimes have to play like against 3 Floowandereeze in the regional. Floowandereeze. And this is a second heartbeat. It's pretty standard. Heartbeat would help in a lot of situations. This I put it to out the stuff like D features that a lot of decks would play, but it didn't come up. So it could be any other card, and this of course is pretty standard in almost any matchup. You'll just side in going first. And thank you.